Hello and welcome into Off Topic, brought to you by Sorare Data. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdinho on Sorare. Today to talk about fun, which is what I've been talking about for like the last 6 weeks, I feel like, but let's just keep having fun. I don't see what the problem is here. Kev Hurd first in. Way to be, Kev. John Andrews, hello. Victor, good to see you. Sorare Malta agreed TGIF. Although my weekends end up being busier than my weeks, to be honest. So it's like one of those things when you have as many kids as I do who are in as many activities in the United States where you have to drive everywhere, it's a real pain. So I actually kind of like weeks. Not going to lie, weekdays are pretty good for me. But anyway, today I got a few things to get through. Scosmo, what's up? I'm actually not even, that's not actually a fair way to say it. Because I don't need to like get through them. There are no rules here, but there were a few things I wanted to touch on, and I wasn't sure if what I wanted to talk about is what I'm doing with my own gallery, because despite conversations I've had with other content creators, and I actually have talked about this with NEP specifically a number of times, I don't know how much to talk about my own gallery, less because I don't think people really care, but part of it is I don't want people to start going after the cards I'm going after. And the nice thing about Sorare, and specifically Sorare Data, is that it makes it really easy to find out what people are doing. You can just go to their galleries and it's like, oh, that's what they're doing. And so I can't really hide what I'm doing, but I also don't feel the need to talk about it much. However, the one thing I will talk about it is that I'm going to start playing Sorare differently, I think. I don't know how long this will last because I'll get into that. But for a long time, I have played Sorare in a way where I thought most of what I did was to benefit my ROI. And I realized that there are a number of times where I made kind of like suboptimal decisions because I was like, man, it would be cool if like this other way worked. Or, hey, maybe this week I'm just going to make a lineup of 5 guys whose arms are folded on their cards and see what happens. And I don't do that because I end up realizing that making fantasy lineups based on arm folding is probably not optimal. I haven't done enough research to find out if it's the case or not, but I didn't go through with it. But I think I might start. And I'm not saying that I'm going to end up just making my gallery into some sort of circus and making lineups that look or sound funny and that's it. But I think I'm going to try to side more on the fun side as opposed to the optimal side. And part of the reason I say that is because I'm not sure how much realistic upside my optimal opportunities are. That's weird. I don't even know how to say it. I think the easiest way to say it is I don't think my cards are so great that if I optimize my gallery perfectly, I would be wildly more successful. And so maybe I just want to dick around a little bit. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but my recent gallery movements kind of are moving towards that. Scosmo is saying the GOAT Alexandru kicking off right now is true. I could really use an Alexandru Maxim 100 today, as could Scosmo. Alexandru Maxim is actually one player that I don't necessarily think I bought for fun, at least not the first time. But let me see if I can, how easy it is to pull it up here on my screen, because I ended up with 2 Alexandru Maxim super rares, which doesn't sound like so optimal. And I admit it's probably not, but we'll see. So the reason I have 2 Alexandru Maxims, and I do this, I have my account here in fiat. And I don't want to, although it does kind of look fine in fiat, but I'm going to change it just for the purposes of this story. So if you notice, sorry, let me pull these cards up here. So I have, where did I put these cards? Here they are. So I have 2 Alexandru Maxim cards, one of which I bought a long time ago for 1.5 ETH. And then I bought a second one for 0.15 ETH, which makes the second purchase look really good and the first one look really bad. Now, Maxim had an unfortunate situation, to put it lightly, that he played for a team who was unable to finish their season last year due to the earthquake in Turkey. And then he got a loan to Besiktas. He never played there. And so, as Jumpshoe points out, yeah, you just got to DCA this. And so I'm still down, actually, if you just kind of take the average. But that's whatever. But so this is like one of those situations where I probably could have spent that 0.15 on something else when I bought the card. I don't remember even when I bought it or what I was doing at the time. But it was one of those situations where if I liked the card enough at 1.5 ETH, which again was a different time, but surely if I liked it at 1.5, I would love it at 0.15. And I think it's a good card. And having a super rare at that price when he did come back, and hopefully when he bangs 100 this week and I have him captained in 2 spots, I look like a genius. And really, that's all it's about. Mike Howdy, this is not the pineapple cutting show, but maybe we can make it one day. Mike said, when I couldn't make decent lineups in the NBA games, I made lineups of only juniors or thirds. See, I think that's fine. I really do. And I used to do this with my football training lineups all the time, that I would, all guys named Andrew or everyone, like I said, with arms crossed. And I don't really do it now with the academy. So there's that, but I don't know. We'll see. Mike Basson said, this stream can end with the fun of a Lairdinho live reward opening. Yes. I mean, I have some rewards. I'm absolutely furious, though, about the Sebastian Coates absurdity that is going on that has cost me the super rare threshold in the midweek, which I really wanted to help fund my stupidity. And now my stupidity will have to wait a little longer. Just bum. Scosmo said, winning is fun. So buying to win is fun. Excuse me. Let me start that over. Winning is fun. So buying to win is fun. So I think, and so Ramalta said, I agree. The fun of Sorare is trying to win, not the ROI, which is a fantastic line. The fun of Sorare is trying to win, which is really true. I mean, winning itself is obviously fun, but you do have this situation where it takes hours of whatever, to build lineups. And I don't mean just like actually building your lineup. So like the whole process of getting cards in, how you do that, and then ultimately, lineup building, contest prioritization, all this random stuff we've talked about. And then, so that all takes a lot of time. And then you win and you're like, oh, I got my reward. And then it's kind of over. And you're like, all right, this reward is now in my gallery. And, you're happy. And every time you see it, you're like, I won that card. But you're right. The fun is trying to win. Yeah. Mike Basson's telling me to buy a third Alexandru Maxim, which feels aggressive, but actually I was, if it was still a 0.15, I would, but yeah, nobody's selling right now. And the last one, let's see. Yep. Well, see, this looks like, if I would have doubled my money 5 months ago to now. And I assume I could probably get 0.3 if I bought it right now. And, but I don't necessarily have it. I don't think I realized that Alistair had one too. Maybe I did know that. Yeah. All right. Sorare Down Under. If anybody hasn't subscribed to the Sorare Down Under podcast, you absolutely should. It's fantastic. Jumpshoot saying, any facial hair lineup? So yeah, stuff like this. Yeah. Like mustaches. I'm in on that. And again, I just don't think it's optimal, but we'll see. Germ said Coates did not get the goal. Did Coates not get the goal? The Diomande shot 100% deflected off him ever so slightly. So I admit that I went into the Sorare general Discord today, which I never recommend to anybody. But apparently UEFA decided that Diomande got the goal, and Opta is matching UEFA for now. So my guess is that Coates will be given the goal well after all the rewards are paid out, and those with Coates will get screwed. Which is really a bummer because I don't know. Anyway, so I think that I am in a spot where in order to make my gallery much better, I pretty much need to blow it all up. Not all of it, but I have to turn a lot of good cards into like one really great card, and I don't want to do that. And so I'm now in the point where I'm trying to do the best I can with the cards that I have. And I see other strategies that people are doing that look fun. And so I'm going to start doing them. And I realize this opens me up to some fairly significant ridicule from my good friend PSU fans too, because he and I look at Sorare very differently in that he does everything for ROI. And every decision he makes is about how to maximize his returns. And I just don't have that same drive. And so there will be a time where he's like, how on earth did you play that guy? And I was like, well, it's because his surname starts with a G, and that was my G lineup. And then he'll just stop talking to me. But sometimes you got to just do a G lineup. That's all. JVic said, I would have a lot more fun if Sorare brought back achievements. It's not about winning something from achievements, but about completing a fun quest. So I think the collections are like that. And I think, so we're at a point now where I do believe the collections. So I have this weird thing with collections. When they announce them, I feel like none of us really took into consideration that they were not ever going away. And so they're like a big part of the game now. And the more that I build certain collections or talk to people about collections, and particularly NEP, because NEP has long been kind of, I think NEP right away realized the importance of collections in Sorare. And I think a lot of other people are like, oh, it's only 5% and getting 5% is really hard. So get your 2 or 3% and then stop thinking about it. And I think he was one of the first ones who also separated collections from stacks, in that you can build a stack and you can build a collection, but building a collection does not mean you need to stack these players. And that came really to a head during this week's limited time only, when he started talking about his Barcelona limited collection. And for those of you who, I know there are a number of people who may watch this show and don't play limited, and so they don't watch limited time only. However, and maybe this doesn't apply to you at all, but anyway, NEP made a Barcelona 2021 limited collection. And as we were talking about it, the whole, like it opened up the whole thing to me. I felt like that. I feel like that person who just all of a sudden like discovered something for the first time. And I'm trying to think of, it was Weebay, yeah, in The Wire. And that GIF that everyone uses where he's like, and like, that's how I felt talking about this Barcelona collection, because everyone here has 3% on their cards. They're going to have 4% at some point. I don't know if he's trying to get to the full 5%, but the point of this was he has all these cards, and a lot of these guys don't play for Barcelona anymore. So he has like Luc de Jong, who is the best scoring forward in the Eredivisie now. Like, he's one of the top challenger players. I mean, he's one of the best players on the platform right now based on his scores. So he has Luke de Jong. This is 3 starting goalkeepers in different, I guess Ter Stegen and Neto are both champion Europe, but Dest is now at AC Milan, so that's champion Europe. But then he has Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets, who are in MLS. He's got obviously Pedri and De Jong, who are still at Barcelona. Dembele's at PSG. I don't even remember where Ansu Fati ended up. Aubameyang is at Marseille. He had a brace or hat trick, whatever it was. And so he has all these players that it's all part of one collection, but he can play them everywhere and they all get this 3% extra bonus. And this idea, I think, is brilliant. And I think it's something that a lot of us overlooked. And it is kind of funny because all of us always knew that XP or bonuses mattered. And we always knew that we should have the most that we could possibly get. But we never really tried either. Like, oh yeah, you put your cards in academy or in training and then academy, and you just try to get your XP. And the collection bonus is like the clearest one where you're like, oh, I know exactly how much buying this card will add, or if I get the jersey mint, or if I get a rookie card. And XP is just one of those like, okay, I hope the number is higher next week. And very few people actually track XP. I mean, I don't think they're, skimping on us, but yeah, so there's that. So Germ, I'm actually somewhat pissed at you for saying this, but I'll get to Germ in a second. So I'm going to go back to the chat here. Victor said, I think collections are what has actually made me prioritize fun. I will spend the extra ETH in improving my collector score because it's more fun. And so Victor, that's where I'm starting to go, that I'm starting to deploy resources, meaning my cash or my ETH, to help collections when I probably should be saving it for, an upgrade to something that I have. But instead, I kind of want to do that. And so we'll see. Ben said, did any of you collectors get an email from Sorare? I'm the #1 collector for Kasim Pasa, and got an email from a guy called Momo asking if I was local to Istanbul because of a new Sorare initiative. So Momo, I know, is from Sorare because I noticed it on the Discord. I'm not a #1 collector anymore, but Ben, I know you are. Like, you are a huge collector. So I have no idea if you're in Istanbul, but I do want to believe that these collections will lead to a lot more than just XP in the game. That'll lead to either experiences or merch or something. And I think it's yeah. Metal Gear said, collections only work in limited and partially in rare if you have the budget. Super rare and unique is a ton of negative EV. Completely agree. I think that they need to drastically change the unique and super rare collecting game. A lot of players can never get a jersey mint of a super rare, and certainly almost never happens with uniques unless it's a goalie. And so I do feel like they should have more team collections instead of team and scarcity. And I say that after they announced them for MLB and then realized how bad of a decision that was. I think that there should be some benefit to having a collection of a team that has nothing to do with the SO5 game. And so I think being able to have like a mixed scarcity collection would be great. Jumpshoot said, so it's a 500 score for 5% in football, but 750 in MLB. What will NBA? No, it's 750 for 5% in football. It's 500 for 4%. So Germ said, following this convo with Nep, I found the 2021-22 Ren collection, and that could be a monstrous collection. I'm nearly halfway done since starting yesterday. So I agree with Germ, and I'm trying to do it in rare. And so he is right. It is a monster collection. It's a very weird one, though, because I actually can't do what I want to do with this collection, which I'll get to in a second. Jumpshoot said, I like collections because they make those T4 and T5 rewards more valuable. Totally. Absolutely true. Mike said, not personally, but I know a Luton fan who did after buying his Luton collection. If you were close, they'll give you match tickets. Yeah, like somebody tweeted that. They got the number one of all of them. Jumpshoot said, I don't like the number one jerseys get 60. That's too much. See, I think it's great. Like, I think you should be incentivized to go get those. So Ben said, oh, he's 2,000 miles from Istanbul. I mean, could be further. Scosmo said they do lead to a lot more a club badge, but that's only the case if you collect this current season or if they're still licensed. Unlicensed teams have no badges. So Malta, targeting new collections with lots of utility makes more sense than buying dead cards for your existing players. I don't think that's totally true. It depends who your existing players are and how good they are. And if you can get them to have more points, then that's it. So that was one of the things that I did originally. So I have, an Emmanuel Reynoso rare card that is by far the most important card in my gallery, or it's been the most successful one. And so I started buying Minnesota United cards to boost Reynoso. Like I have this Jan Gregus 1 of 100, which I actually lined up today. These other guys never play. And in fact, I think these two aren't even in the league. And so I originally looked at collections as, oh, let me just boost some of the players that I have. So this entire collection, like I bought DeBassi, I actually had previously because I had Tyler Miller, who's down here. I used to play Miller DeBassi together, and I sold DeBassi. But at no point was I like, oh, let me get Tyler Miller because he starts. St. Clair still starts. Boxall starts when he's fit, I think. Somehow Ozzy Alonso is still going around. Will Trapp, I think, recently played. Dotson still plays. And so you can make the argument that you should buy a lot of these guys and you can play them in different spots. And I'll get to that specifically with the Ren collection. But I went into this one thinking, I'm just here to boost Reynoso. And I think a lot of people are doing that. And I did say that was one of my problems that I have with when you do start a collection is if you do it specifically to boost a single player, if something happens to that single player, maybe they just completely drop out of form and they're terrible. Now you have all these cards and you don't really want them. Scosmo said the impact on collections on rare is part of the reason I'm pushing more out of rare into super rare and unique. Don't have to consider it at all when it comes to competing higher, that's fair. That's a fair reason. Jay said the irony is that if optimal play is the main use case for Sorare data, isn't this like shooting yourself in the foot? It might be. It might be shooting myself in the foot. Germ said I sent a request so that collection badges were an additional NFT that matched the collection banner for that season. If equipped, it gave the collection an additional 1% for all players in scarcities. So the only hesitation there is like if you start selling the cards and then you lose, like you shouldn't be able to keep that NFT. Well, you can keep the NFT, but you shouldn't be able to keep the 1% because theoretically you lose it with the cards too. Scosmo said, I find it weird how there's not any ticket incentive for collection at super rare unique level either. All the ticket giveaways seem to be rewarded to limited rare collectors. So I don't actually know if that's the case, if it's only given away to limited and rare collectors, but you can make the argument that they're the ones who have the higher collection scores because it's so difficult to get a collection score, a high collection score with super rare, and it's almost impossible with unique. And so, yeah. Mike Basson said, you can take a look at my standard Liège collection from last season. Now most of them play elsewhere, but they are all boosting each other. Let's check that out, Mike. Wait, I guess I should. Let's all look. Here's standard Liège right here. This one, Mike? Yeah, I don't know any of these guys. Oh, Zinkernagel is a good one, though. I know him, thanks to the Sorare Scandinavia Discord. Yeah, so this is exactly the point of what I was doing. And yeah, Sorare says, that's what I was referring to. And even if Reynoso continues to be good, is it really worth it for 1 or 2% just for one player? Is it not more beneficial to use that money to buy better players? So that is absolutely part of the consideration. The problem is not the problem. The way that I looked at it with Reynoso is that he is already one of those better players. Like, he's easily one of the best players in Major League Soccer. And if there are other people with Reynoso cards, I don't think they're dumb enough to buy Minnesota United player or rare cards to boost him. And so I am, and I'll get the extra 2% or whatever that is. Skosmo said, is someone not a bigger collector for owning all the uniques available of a club for one season than someone who has managed to pick up one of 1,000 of each player at the club? So absolutely. But I don't know if, like, are there that many people? Are there any people other than YNWA who own all of the uniques of a specific team? I think if you are somebody who has every single unique of a team, you absolutely deserve season tickets. Like, that's an expense that's so rare. Probably one of those uniques would have been spent just buying, getting tickets. And you could say, oh, just buy the season tickets. But then you don't have the NFTs. Juju said, one time I feel like Pep Guardiola when my collection boosts the players in different clubs. Big brain. So anyway, a lot of people don't know this because there's no reason for anybody to know this, but I was a big Benjamin Bourgeot fan, only because I had his card. I tried to play Champion Europe way back in the day, and he was one of the players that I got because I thought he was underpriced for the scores that he could get. And you see here, he's got a lot of greens, dark greens. He's the set piece taker for Rennes, and I really liked him. And I nicknamed him Bora Goat because it just makes it easier to say that way. And so I eventually got rid of him in one of the worst trades I've ever made on Sorare value-wise. I got rid of Bourgeot because I thought that there were all these rumors he was going to go to Lazio, and I had no interest in him at Lazio. And so I traded him along with Jose Cifuentes, who was a reward, as was this Bruno Lamas, whoever that is, for Hulk. And at the time, you can see valuation that day. I thought I got one over on Pavel, but obviously as time goes on, like everything, Pavel won this one. So the talk of picking a team that had good players in it, building a collection of good players in who may not still be with the club, happened at the same time that I actually don't want to give this away, but I'm going to anyway. So one of the things that I do a lot of the time is I will go on the secondary market on Sorare data, and I would just look for jersey mints. And I'll just see what's out there. And as you can see here, you've got a Bayern 2020-2021 Benjamin Pavard. That's a sick card, actually. Jesus Ferreira. Who's selling this? Radio Mule. Oh, they have a good one. So there's some fun cards out there, and I happened to notice that the Bourgeot jersey mint was out there. And I was like, huh. And I was like, I know that there are a couple cool cards in that collection. So I just pulled up the collection. And there are some absolutely awesome cards in this collection. The problem, so I had this idea before we go through this. So I had this idea to find a way to submit a lineup of 5 guys from this collection that didn't play for the team anymore, or at least that they all played for different teams. So I would have Bourgeot, and he would be the guy from Rennes, and then everyone else would be on a different team, and people would be like, whoa, look at this lineup that Rennes stack killed. And it's like, actually, only one guy is from Rennes. This is the silly shit I talk about. So that's the fun I'm talking about. That doing this is probably a really bad idea. There's like there's a 90% chance this is a bad idea. And it's one of those where if it ever works, I'll be like, I told you it could work. And I wasn't building this because I thought I could win every week. Like I want to get there. So yeah, Mike Basson said he also regrets selling Bora Goat. Yeah, we all got decent prices for him. And Harry, what's up? Laird's having too much fun. So Skazma said, I have the same dream with West Ham. Goalkeeper, Masuaku, Rice, Lanzini, and a forward. So do it. Do it. The forward, you could just take somebody from West Ham. So anyway, so looking through this collection, and I was like, all right, there are decent players here. So I had the Borjo. The goalkeeper is the problem because Alamdar is the only starting goalkeeper right now. He's under 23 and he sucks. Like his scores are so bad that I can't even justify buying him and playing him because Trois are terrible. And he is also like the AA, other than this one game against Grenoble, God knows what he did. There's probably 17 saves inside the box or something like that. Or maybe he just dove for everything that game. Let's see. 7 saves, 4 inside the box. Yeah, 4 diving saves. Stefan said, yeah, he's good for 240. So he is not good for 240 because he is so expensive. And I mean, he's a starting U23 goalie, so he's going to be expensive. But like, there's no way I'm spending this much money on a guy that I would sporadically use. Oh yeah, Skosmo, Felipe Anderson, great call. Yeah, you can do it. So anyway, oh wait, here we go. All right. So Alfred Gomes, who we talked about on Looking Up with Laird months ago, was at FC Como last year and killed it. He was so good. And there was a hope that he would go back there. It made no sense that he was there. But he was so good. And then his loan ended. He came back and unfortunately has decided to become a backup at Lorient, which doesn't help anybody. I don't even know who this Pepe Bonet is, or is it Bonet? What do we think? Oh, Red Star. And different Red Star. So he's in the 3rd division. Jeez. So that doesn't help. And I think this Romain Salin plays in somewhere in Asia, or is that Portugal? What is this? Maritomo? Yeah, Portugal, but 2nd division. So already it's like, all right, this is a bummer. But anyway, scrolling through, Assignon still plays there. The salt in the wound is that I owned a Lorenz Assignon and traded it a few months ago as like a throw-in. And I knew he was going to start this year. He's their starting right back. And it was one of those that I saw it in the gallery and I'm like, I had that card. Like, it wasn't a jerseyman or anything, but still. So Trufer is still there. Loic Bade is at Sevilla. So he kind of fits that whole like, I could get him and play someone else. Agard is at West Ham. Berger Mealing, shout out Sorare Scandinavia Discord, is at Copenhagen. So it's all these like really, so there are plenty of ways to get there with these guys. But the real fun is coming up where you have like Kamavinga, who makes like Kamavinga will be the last piece of this puzzle. Like I cannot justify going out and buying Kamavinga. But the reason it becomes so hard is that he has 9 Ren cards. And this is when the whole like collection thing, like this is when you'll really have to get there and like convince yourself that spending this money is worth it. So 9 Ren cards. He does not have a jersey mint from this season because he wore number 10. He got 9 Ren cards. And then when he went to Real Madrid, he wore number 25. Oh, so he has a 25 Real Madrid jersey mint. He does not have, Basil bought. Shout out Basil. But he does not have a Ren jersey mint. Germ said, I'm going to have to sweet talk Nellis for the limited jersey mint. I don't think he's ever selling that card, to be honest. But anyway, so let's go back. So Kamavinga's there. Sulemana is at Southampton now. No idea if he's going to play. but he's priced as if he's going to, and I can't justify buying somebody who might play. I think Lavro Major is at Nice. Is that right? There are a few guys at Nice. Oh no, Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg, sorry. He is at Wolfsburg, but who's at Nice? Laborde? I think Laborde is at Nice. I don't know why I keep clicking there. I really want it to work. Okay, yeah. Laborde is at Nice, and somebody else from this collection is here too. It is, I don't even know. Yeah, but Laborde is there. Doku, having a Ren Doku would be really cool. There's actually two Sulemana, excuse me, because of a position change. And obviously, having a Tel card would be so great. But he's wildly expensive for not even playing that much. But it's there. Guirassi is arguably the second best player on the platform right now, behind Luke de Jong. If anybody is not following Stuttgart, the guy literally cannot not score. And he has a match against newly promoted Darmstadt this week. Like, he's going to score another 100, like, no doubt. Germ said Diouf. And the nice thing about Diouf, Andy Diouf here, is it's a rookie card. So that actually helps with the collection. He is at Lens, and I think somebody else was at Lens too. I don't know. Whatever it is, there's been a lot of turnover. And obviously, Terrier is there, who is coming back from an ACL injury. His price is understandably high. Like, I don't think anybody who has his card would sell it low. He's supposed to be coming, I assume, coming back fairly soon, but it's just still like quite expensive for a player that is not only not coming back, or has been out for a long time, but is then like coming back from a torn ACL. Like, I wouldn't expect him to be what he used to be until next season. Looks like he also has some midfielder cards, probably from an old season. But he was great. Like, don't get me wrong. I would love to have this card, but I think it's going to take a long time for these scores to come back. Just like, if you find me someone who is coming back from a torn ACL and immediately gets back to these scores, I'd love to see it, but it's not there. Ben Johnson said a fantastic tool for this is Transfer Market. Look at Ren and set the season for 21-22, and it has the info for what club all the guys are at now. Oh, that's great. Let's do that. So basically, my plan now is just to do all of this. Is let me. Do I have to do Ren? So the idea is as simple as that: to buy players from this collection. Is it 21-22 or 21-22? And just see what we can get. And as I started doing this, I was able to get this Traore jersey mint. Traore is at Real Sociedad right now, and Flavian Tate is at some team in Turkey. And another shout out to the guys at Sorare Down Under. Tate was their buy low this week, and I was furious because I was trying to, like, I had an offer out on this jersey mint. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, he should be much better now. Definitely a good buy low. And I'm like, shut up. As if like me talking to the screen to two guys who recorded a video 3 days earlier was going to do anything. But anyway, so I think for the most part, I'm going to use these guys in cap mode. Like the other ones that I start to develop. Like, most of these guys aren't great, but they're already at 2%, meaning these three are at 2%. And they're far from getting the new season bonus. I mean, there are multiple seasons since this collection. And so, Ben, just quit it. I know, like, I need... So this is what I'm doing. And I don't know how far I'm going to take it, but this part has been fun for me. And I will say that a lot of times what I'm doing with these collections, and I tried to do this with Pavel recently, and he rejected me, which was surprising to me. I tried to trade one rare reward that I won recently in exchange for 10 limited cards from Midgeland that all traded under like $2 each. And like straight reject, it was like a bizarro Pavel trade. I was offering one card for 10 of his instead of my 10 terrible cards for one of his cards. And yeah, straight reject. And I wasn't really sure why, but I might revisit that. But essentially, what I'm doing is instead of using these cards together in a line, I might put them all in a lineup together, but like I can't play them all in Champion Europe, let's say. Stefan said, I told you 240, here we come. So it was more Alamdar that I would never buy for 240. Like it will take decades for that card to pay off. So when I was joking with Scosmo about, and he was saying, come get Mandanda, Steve Mandanda, who is the current starter at Ren, isn't on this team or isn't in this collection. And Theate, who is there now, like they're a decent pairing. He's not on this team, or excuse me, he's not in this collection. So it's less about building a Ren stack than it is building a Ren collection and using those cards throughout the site where or bonus percentage, I keep calling it XP, but like where card bonuses matter. And so, Ben, stop. Yes, Burger Mealing is here. So the Mealing one, I'll give this secret away. I think I'm just going to wait for the break, for the Superliga break, and see if anyone will sell a Burger Mealing cheap during that break, because I don't really need it right now. I mean, obviously it would help, but the benefit of the card is not really, like I'm not getting any benefit right now. They have a tough matchup this week anyway. And so I was going to get Naif Agard here, who has some Africa Cup of Nations utility. God, I'm giving away too much. So this is exactly why I don't like talking about this stuff. But they're playing Liverpool this weekend. So it's like, well, I don't need to rush to get that card because it doesn't need it. But there are a bunch here, unfortunately, that have really high floors of cards that really should never be this high. I think it might have been this Mawasi. So this is what happens with some of these. Oh, there's another one who's at Lons. So this is a player who is 25 years old, has an L5 of 26 and an L40 of 41, is absolutely not a regular starter. Unfortunately, he only has 11 rare cards, and the floor is $216. Somebody spent $204 5 months ago, which I don't understand why. But and Pavel got one in a gallery buy here. It just doesn't, that price doesn't make, I would never pay that price. And so it's a really weird card that, because of the lack of liquidity, the floor kind of stays high, but not that many sell. I mean, you can see this, like 0 sales in the last 2 weeks, 3 in the last 3 months. And so it's just like, it's frustrating because at some point, if I want to complete this collection, I'm going to need one of those cards. Juju said it's an insane collection. Looks like top 10 collections on Sorare so far. So it's funny. We were talking about it with Nep on limited time only, of like what were some of the best collections that he and Josh, who works with Nep, looked at. And he mentioned that Barcelona one. There was a Salzburg one that Surface to Air Missile actually did in limited as well. And I considered doing that one because I have a Brendan Aronson jersey mint from that year. There was a PSG one, and I think there was another. I can't remember what it was. But, I mean, you can do this. So, yeah, it's fun. Stefan said, did you maybe look at any other MLS club that sold players to other MLS or European clubs? I didn't look at any MLS teams for a couple reasons. One of which is that I don't really have great MLS cards. I have like 2 really good MLS cards, but my best America cards are actually not in Major League Soccer, and there really aren't that many super useful players who have left MLS and gone to Europe enough where I want to build like a collection. And even that from the same MLS club, it just like doesn't, it's not there. Germ said, I think New York Red Bulls is the only collection worth it. Who? Caden Clark, who still doesn't play. Like which year? Here, like this is the original big head New York Red Bulls. So like Cornell plays. Like all of these guys are still in MLS. Long Tolkien's still there. A lot of these guys are actually just still in MLS. And Daniel Royer, who's super rare, I still own. Shout out to Draft Kicks for that one. Germ said just because of their track record of talent and some fun players under 20. But like who do they have? Ben said way off topic, which is what we're here for. But do you think both Barraza and Freeze are MLS caliber goalkeepers for the next 3 to 5 years? I don't know. They're goalies. Yeah. I have a Barraza. I don't have a Freeze. And so I hate all of it. Ben said Cornell just got Paraguay citizenship, so he's international. Yeah, he did, and he did play over the last break. So there is that. But I'm not sure I need to get an entire collection for that reason. But I also am doing this in rare, which I appreciate will take longer because it's much more expensive. And I don't find myself that I'm going to just start buying all of these cards just to have them. Like I think I need to take time to really figure out what I want to do. And my gallery is deep enough where I don't need these cards. Like I don't need another midfielder to play in Challenger or whatever. And so, yeah. Sorare just says, I like the Benfica 21, got likes of Vertonghen, Gonzalez, and yeah, Juju New England 2021 for the Gill. No luck in the first half for Maxim. He's always been a second half player, though. Don't worry. 34 points. Oof. Let's see. How's this game going? Oh, they have him out on the wing, too, which isn't always fun. Oh, they've given up 66% possession. Guys, you're at home. You're at home. Oh, we got a clearance off the line after an early injury. What were we doing? Oh, yeah. Diogo Gonzalez. So let's go to this one. Let's see what this collection is like. I don't even know who this user is, but we can at least, we got a full one. Hell yeah. Let's go. All right. Helton starts. Grimaldo. Vertonghen and Otamendi, who's still there. Ferro. Is Ferro playing? I never remember if he's actually playing in Croatia. I know he's in Croatia. Gonçalves. João Mario. Pour one out for Pizzi. Rafa. A little Florentino Luis. This is such an awesome collection. Jota, who should be coming back, I'm sure, at some point. Darwin, Jetson. Yeah, this is a great example. 2000. Yeah, I mean, it's 33 one-ofs. Who is this user? Oh, yeah. This guy just loves Benfica. He's collecting Benfica everything. Who got the 2020 rare? Is that he doesn't have everyone. I kind of want to just like buy one, like buy a Pharaoh for $27 and just send one to him. That's cool. Very cool. Juju said he's getting the 15% bonus with these numbers. I think, and Nep mentioned it on the show the other day, that if you collect every card, you should automatically just get the 5%. It's insane if you don't. I don't know. I don't understand the reasoning that you could buy one card of every player and not get the full bonus. Anyway, So that was everything that I didn't want to talk about. You guys walked me right into it. So thank you for that. I will say if anybody out there has any Ren 2021 jersey mints or one ofs, I am interested. You can try to gouge me all you want. I'm not. I mean, I won't ask you to pay like the floor price. I appreciate that these cards have value above that, but yeah. Jordan said that makes jersey mints and number ones pointless. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. 4%. This is where I think it need the actual collection score. Like they need more benefit for you collecting outside of SO5. That sure you can have the whole collection, get your 4 to 5%. That guy's going to get 4 to 5% too, but because he has 4 jersey mints, we're going to send him a jersey. You don't get one. How about that? Go buy a jersey mint. Just stuff like that. I think there's got to be something. Got to be something. Germ said age mints should be special. So how about this one? And I will thank my good friend Gator Guy, who originally had this card. I don't even know why he bought this card. But he gave it to me because he knows I like it so much. What's going on here, guys? And oh, there he is. He disappeared. What are we doing, Smart Search? This doesn't feel very smart. What is this? Juju said, "Not just make the 1250 6% and the 1750 7%. It won't break the game." Wow, I love that. I actually really like that idea. I think people would be absolutely furious, but I love it. Let's see. So not only do age mints exist, but this one is a full-fledged jersey mint and age mint, number 28. 28, 28, 28 of a guy with 2 thumbs. So like, hey, I want to put up a lineup that has 5 players with their thumbs up. Oh, he won an auction. $6. There you go. Super 28 card. 50 collection score just on that card too. Wonder why it's only 50. Have I not had it for? I've had it long enough. Hell yeah, Germ. Is there anyone good on this team? Should I make a collection here? Oh, Rao Yao. He's a beast. Shout out to Sam Tai. He should buy his super rare now that he has Impasi. Van Hoot is another one who has, oh no, he has a card like his hand is up like this. And this is where the problem that I have with the concept is that I want to be able to, wait, well, maybe it's a rare card. There he is. Oh, with the hand too. Like imagine this card and then the Vanderbruggen, this one. Oh, good call. How dare you forget Hotic? I didn't forget Hotic. Hotic forgot Hotic. As a Dino Hotic rare owner, him going to Poland is never. Germ said Circle Bruges is a massive U23 collection. Plenty of, yeah, I'm not here. Plenty of eventual utility. I don't want eventual utility. Ben Johnson said, what do you think of a change to the U23 division that means if the age on the card is U23, then they're eligible? No, I'm out. Sargi, you have the triple 21 Odegaard? That sounds like a cool card. I wonder if Odegaard would. I bet it's because of whatever that name of that character is. Rare. Yeah, I bet you have too many of them. Oh, you do not have it. Come on. Oh, that's funny. There's somebody just named Martin Odegaard on the site. Let's see. 21, 21, 21. Is that... it's got to be a rare card because it's probably one of the older ones. Yeah, so who do we think has this card? The special 21. Ivan Ostra. Oh, only card in the collection. Oh my God, look how many people have had this card. Oh, it looks like it was a big loaning situation back in the day. Always love to see those. This card must have 0 XP. Germ, the Enzo goalkeeper card. Like, I think if you have the top River Plate collection in that year, and I say that Nicolas de la, I don't have it, but I think if you have the top collection, you should get that card. Yeah, I'm nowhere near. Oh, we don't have the leaderboards here. Let's see who has them. Oh wait, collections. What am I doing? Oh, Niftio. I should have known that. Yeah, I think Niftio actually has that card. I thought he might have the super rare. How do I go to? He has the, yeah. Niftio sure shit isn't giving that card up. But I would love it. I would love that card. I think he got all of these River Plate. I think he got this entire River Plate collection from AJ when AJ sold all of his cards. So it's like the #1 mint on all these guys. But he doesn't have German Lux because I got it. I think. Is that who I have? There he is. Maybe we do a trade. German Lux, Hermann Lux for Enzo. Seems fair. Anyway, what were we talking about before? Collections, River Plate. I don't know. JVic, how do you feel about users being able to create custom collections? Like if Black could create a Comes and Jizz collection with a leaderboard and all that. I mean, I feel like we used to have that with the, what did they call them? Not collections, but like I had like all my rainbow cards in there. What did they call them? Lists basically is what they call them now. But like I used to keep a running thing and I haven't updated in forever and I sold a lot of my cards, but it wasn't the Hall of Fame then. It was like an extra one where you could literally put in, like I put in all the cards that I had multiple JVIC squad. Was that what they were called? Squads? I don't remember. I remember when they got rid of them, I was crushed. And because I had, it's all out of order now. But like I had these 2 Jansens. I have Dueland in 3 different scarcities, and I called them rainbow verticals because that's what Queenie came up. And then they were like, "Don't worry, you can make it a list." And it was like, that wasn't what I wasn't using a list to like track. That's not what I was doing. Yeah, they might have been squads. I don't know. That was another thing that made So Rare fun, is like playing around with your squad and figuring out how to do it. I even bought some National Series cards. Like I had a limited Enzo. So I had the bronze, silver, gold Enzo plus the limited card. So like that was cool. Gaiese, did I have a limited? One of my original commons was actually Gaiese, but those are gone now. And yeah, now it doesn't make any sense. Like, how do I even get rid of this? How do I get rid of a list? I don't want a new one. I want to get rid of this one. I don't know. Yeah, my original commons are gone. I would love squads back. That's another thing that like, oh, what makes So Rare fun? It's like, oh, being able to do all of that. JVic said I alphabetically ordered all National Series cards and it's all gone. That sucks. Oh. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. We've got an hour. What do you guys want to talk about now? Now that I gave away the secret that I didn't want to give away. Actually, I'll just do what I do. I'll show you guys also what I do. So I go to live market. Oh, rewards. That's right. Are they out? Did they screw me with Coates? Do you guys want? Let me see. Were they just nice and gave him the goal? Ugh. So I finished 274 points in Cap 240 Super Rare, which easily got over 300 with Coates' goal that they have now somehow taken away from him. And Cap 240 Limited, 279.31. Anders Hagelskär. I pronounced that really badly once, and somebody from the Discord corrected me, and I don't remember what the correction is. But he had literally a single duel one removed, and as a result of that duel, he lost his double, and it got me below 280 points. Which, in fairness, I only had 4 guys playing, but still, it's not fair. Oh, look at that! Sold a card. Ha! I think I sold this card for $8. No, $8.59. I can still rotate it though. Anyway, all right, let's open rewards. Mike Basson said, "So where's the pineapple? Like the actual pineapple I had? That's long gone. I have since I bought a new one yesterday. All right, let's open rewards and then we'll go. Got my coins, which, whatever. I guess midweek coins are fun. We'll get I recently changed back to ETH because I wanted a super rare, and it felt like most people who buy super rares, who sell super rares want ETH, but I'm already regretting it. I was really hoping to get more from that midweek, but Coates, that is infuriating. Anyway, let's see who this no-name Spanish midfielder is. Alejo. This is where you really feel like there's so much space on these cards because, yeah. Stefan said, Nept laughing at your small percentage on cards and didn't get it because of that. So I'm going to break for a second. I actually had fairly good. Actually, the limited, I probably didn't. You win. You'll win. Oh, wait, that's this week. You win on that one. But the other one, like I have, Adon is at, I just got this card. So that's a 5.5. But like this one's 9, 9.5, 10%. And this one's at, what was that, 13%? That doesn't seem to make any sense. 12.5%. So anyway, Cap 270 Rare and All-Star Rare Pro. I'm sure both of them are terrible, but let's see what we got here. So they fixed the giveaway, like the reward giveaway, meaning when they used to show the back of the Premier League card, it was like, oh, I got a Premier League card, but they're not doing that anymore. So that's actually really fun because that used to ruin it. Ben Johnson said, that's a great pull. Why is it a great pull? Remember, I used to play him in DFS. What's so great about this? He's going to the Euros. I can't wait that long. Come on. Do they not have international games coming up? I don't know. If anybody wants that card, hit me up. I'm not going to keep that card. And the last one from All-Star Rare Pro. Ooh, another Spanish midfielder. Defender. From Espanyol. Fernando Calcero. Wait a minute. Oh, is that La Liga Smart Bank? I forgot they were Espanyol. Calcero. Be a banger. Come on. Is that what it was? Calcero? Calero. Excuse me. All right. So if I can turn these two cards into these, hey, your collection's updated now. Check their collection: Pacheco, Calero, Cabrera, Melamed, and Puado. Like Stefan saying, great reward. So, oh, they're not even showing up yet. So this is what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to try to turn these two cards into Ren cards. These three cards. Alejo is a tier 5. He even plays for Cadiz. Wow. That is quite impressive for a player that starts a lot. Speaking of which, actually, that card I just sold, what is his name? Amir Abdi something or other. Amir Abdi. Look at these scores. Although he doesn't start. So he just comes off the bench and does nothing. But this Alejo, I mean, that's got to be like one of the worst cards on the platform, score-wise. He scored over 57 twice in 35 starts over the last few years. Huh. Yeah. So literally, my goal, like what I will do, is try to turn these three cards and this card into something that can go in here. And you could probably make the case that I should use that elsewhere. And I don't necessarily think you're wrong, but we're not here to be right. We're here to have fun. Thanks everyone for joining. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. Patrick said, now that you've said that, he's going to bang 95. Please bang that 95 so I can sell it. But yes, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Next week, and there's going to be a tweet about this momentarily. Next week on Thursday, I will be sitting down with Kate, I believe it's Schrumpf, who is the director of product at Sorare. And now everybody who's like 67 minutes into this will know this. To talk about the new season of Sorare NBA and Sorare MLB. If you guys have any questions, like I said, there's going to be a tweet coming out from Sorare Data. Just reply to that tweet with any questions you might have if you play NBA or MLB. And yeah, it should be a really good time. Otherwise, we've got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to try to convince Sean to talk about cat modes next week. He doesn't know this yet. He doesn't watch this, so he won't find out until I tell him on Monday. But there's that. And then, a whole mess of our regular stuff. I think Maxime and I are going to go back to the sustainability question because too many people responded before hearing everything that we said. And so we're going to revisit that on office hours next week. And then good stuff, limited time only, Sorare Andrews, all that stuff. And then we'll be back here together next Friday. So thanks everyone and good luck this weekend.